I wish I didn't have to do this. I was going to just sort of make a little note in the Elton John video that I did, but it's clear that this has been blown way out of proportion. I had made a comment in the Ozzy Osbourne and Elton John video that I had done, and there was a particular person. Most people were pretty nice. They were just saying, "Bro, you need to check out Elton John." Like that's not a problem to me. What's a problem to me is when people come onto my channel and they say that my, I guess, opinions on music aren't validated because I have not heard things like classics. Or rather, I haven't heard specific classics that they want me to hear, because I have heard a lot of Queen. I have heard a lot of other bands from that particular time period. The only ones I don't think I have heard or really care about is stuff like Beach Boys and the Beatles. I just find their music kind of bland. But it's not that I think they're bad. It's just they're not for me. And I don't understand where this mentality is coming from, that you have to have heard something from the 50s or like earlier. I don't even know when Elton John was like first getting started. But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't have to hear classics that sort of kickstarted the genre in order to appreciate, form an opinion, or listen to competently music that was released sooner than that. And when a lot of people, well, not really a lot of people, but there was a particular person in this thread that thought that I only listen to modern music, and that's just simply not the case. I listened to music as far back as the 60s. I listened to some Rolling Stones. I listened to a lot of Kiss. I listened to AC/DC that was really popular during that time period. And it's just, I don't understand this mentality that you have to have heard Elton John specifically to, I guess, form an opinion on anything past that, which is a really silly mindset to have. I made a comment in this particular thread. I'm not going to be showing this anymore because I don't really want to feed into this too much. But I can deal with really nasty comments that use profanity and hurl slurs at me all day, every day, and I can just ignore them. But what I can't ignore is you tell me that I can or cannot do something because I haven't heard something that you want me to hear. That's just kind of outrageous, in my opinion. And what's even more outrageous is claim that I do this kind of thing for views, or that I'm some sort of poser, or that I follow trends and this kind of stuff. I have never followed a single trend in my life. I have never listened to the new trendy stuff that is going on right now. I refuse to listen to mumble rap or any of this other type of new age stuff. I'm not a trend follower. I never have been. Even when I was in school, I would actively stay away from trends because I just despise the whole culture around it. And so to think that I am just this person that likes to follow trends or jump on some sort of bandwagon because it's popular is ridiculous to me. I would never do that. We'll say this: if I was following trends, you wouldn't see me reacting to metal music. I'll put it that way. Another thing they had said is that it seemed like I was being kind of a dick, and that's not the case. I was being assertive, and I was stating my opinion, and I'm not going to back down or retract my opinions because someone on the internet tells me that they don't like my opinion. The same way you are free to express your opinion and come onto my channel and say these type of unwarranted things, I am going to respond in an equal manner. I'm not saying I'm going to be hostile, but I am going to speak my mind. And it's something I wish I didn't have to do, and it's something that is probably going to happen more likely as this channel grows. And what else did they had to say here? They had said that not listening to Elton John is a disgrace to the rock community, and that is just, I don't agree with that at all one bit. Now, don't get me wrong. This video is like extremely negative in manner, but that doesn't mean that I have any like hard feelings against like Elton John. Like, I am more than happy and more than willing to go explore his music. It's just people that come onto this channel in an extremely negative manner and say that like I am some sham because I haven't heard his music is ridiculous to me. And so that's just where I have to like draw a line. Um, is there anything else I need to say in this video? Basically, I'm just actively responding to these people's comments. Yeah, and this is quite ridiculous when people say that like this person says quite telling that is that 3 days later and after even being called out on it several times, that's really not what you were doing, but okay. He is still apparently not inspired to listen to a single Elton John song or to tackle this glaring ignorance. So I guess not having heard Elton John or really knowing his music is ignorance. Okay, I understand your mindset. The value of a critic is their ability to contextualize based on experience, not just spew. Number one, I never said I was a critic. I am listening and reacting to songs, and maybe I give a rating on that particular song based on how much I enjoyed it. I never claimed to be a critic of any sort of like capacity, professional or amateur. I never claimed to be that. I base my opinions on the music that I have heard and base it or judge it on whether I liked it or not. I never claimed to be a critic, and the fact that they're saying this is ridiculous. And especially, this really irks me. If you had watched any more than one video on this channel, you would know that I have set days for set bands. And I was not able to record yesterday because I was working. So if you're going to come onto my channel and sort of come at me in a hostile way, or come at me in a way that is negative or shaming me for some sort of thing that you think that I should or should not have listened to, please make sure you know what you're talking about before you come onto this channel. I will not be responding to any comments on this particular video, and I will not be responding to this comment thread any longer. That's just sort of my opinion and my statement on this whole thing. It was blown way out of proportion, and I don't think it had any right to get this big, but I'm not just going to ignore people that are calling me a sham or ignorant or all these different kinds of things that just are not true. So without further ado, we will see you guys later. This has been Christ.